Welcome back to Chasing the Target. The squad analysis continues. The days are getting closer. 3 more days left for the beginning of the IPL. चार टीमां हो गई ऑलरेडी हमारी तरफ से. I think Chennai, Delhi, Punjab, and Gujarat Titans are done. Now we're moving on to the एंड ऑफ द टेबल. ये टीम जिसके बारे में आज बात करने वाले हैं, कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स, टू टाइम चैंपियंस. Lots of things happening for them in the last 3 years specifically. They went from runners up in 2021 to failing fifth and then seventh consecutively. Like they had a very bad graph. I mean, ऊपर से एकदम नीचे टपक गए. Gautam Gambhir is back for them as the coach. Shreyas Iyer is back for them as the captain. स्टिल नॉट येट श्योर क्योंकि उनकी बैक में इंजरी है, अभी भी इन्फ्लेमेशन है उनके बैक में, तो अभी भी पता नहीं कि कितना वो आईपीएल खेल पाएंगे. But Mustafa bhai, KKR is someone that you usually like because of the glamour that it has, the best of Bollywood, and mostly it had the best of cricket. From the beginning, we've seen KKR. They used to have amazing picks. Do you feel like in the later end of the, as the seasons progressed, they're not doing that much good business in the auction?
Yeah, I think KKR, they've shifted. In the beginning, it was about trying to understand the IPL, what it's about. Through glamour, they were trying to, they were the first team to make profit. They had some big players also. But then in 2011, was it, in that auction, everything changed. Gautam Gambhir became the highest paid player in the IPL. They got him as batsman and as captain. And their fortunes changed. They won two IPLs in the space of 3-4 years. Uske baad, there have been times where they made the playoffs. They lost to Sunrisers, I think, couple times and eliminated. So they have made it far. They made it to a final 2 saal pehle. They're heavily reliant on their West Indian contingent in Narayan, Andre Russell. They're still doing wonders for them. So they do have flamboyance still in that team. Rinku Singh adds to that. I think unhe bhi behtareen asset hai un log ke liye. Lekin I think you're right. They're not. They haven't sustained that level that they've set, that benchmark that they set. But with Gautam Gambhir coming back, that's a huge signing for them because he understands the city, understands the club, the culture. And remember, you know how Hardik Pandya is being perceived right now in Bombay. That's how Gambhir was being perceived in Kolkata because Ganguly ko nikal ke usko leke aaye the. So right now he has that effect. He will be, I think, having some good inputs. We saw with Lucknow, they reached 2 playoffs in a row. He's done stuff that other franchises struggle to do. So I think there will be confidence going into this season. But yes, like you said, Shreyas Iyer ka kya availability hai? Will he be able to play all the games? Will he be able to captain all the games? Nitesh Rana did a decent job as captain, but Shreyas Iyer is, he has captained for Delhi as well. He's done it for Kolkata too. He's a different caliber of player and captain as well, I feel. So I think he needs to be present. And top of the order also, Jason Roy ka kya situation? He's not there, right? So
Jason Roy is not there.
Venkatesh Iyer and Rahmanullah Gurbaz probably open the batting for them. They'll need good starts. So yeah, some under the radar players like Gurbaz, like Venkatesh Iyer, like Shreyas Iyer, Rinku Singh. You wouldn't say that the top Indian stars, but there are some.
They can make damage if they collaborate. Bilkul, like if they get together, it'll turn like a transformer kind of a situation that you just make a machine or something spectacular. You won't even know. And I mean, 2021 maybe they were good. They had Shubman Gill back then who started off, but the middle order was more or less same. But yeah, I think with KKR, they have a lot of potential, but again, now the problem of 24.75 crore in Mitchell Stark, right? Like now that puts a lot of pressure on you when giving this bowler every game, number one. And Abhi Stark, agar aap record utha ke dekh lo, in the last few games, he's been rather more expensive, right? In the death overs and in the initial power play overs. This is why they bought him here. But I know Mitchell Stark is a very big name. He is one of my potential candidates for the Purple Cap, but do you think he'll be able to live up to that expectation given the age on his side?
I think he's experienced enough. If there's anybody who can handle the expectation, it should be him. Also, he has tasted the IPL before. He's played for RCB. He understands what the expectations are in India. He understands the franchise cricket model, sort of. So it's not like he's just splashed the money and he's never played IPL. He has a sort of understanding. So I think he should be able to. And if you look at it in terms of KKR, they needed a fast bowler. They're still struggling for fast bowlers, right? They have that young Vaibhav Arora and Harshit Rana. Is it?
Yeah, Harshit Rana and Nitish Rana. Dono Rana bhai.
Yeah, so they have 2-3 who are not. You wouldn't say the international level, right? So you needed an international fast bowler, and from the options that they have, Mitchell Stark is probably the best option. He gives you something in the depth. He gives you something in the new ball. He can hit a few sixes too. So from the auction available, I think he was a solid buy. Yeah, like पैसे तो जाएंगे जब आपके पास पर्स इतना ज्यादा और प्लेयर ऑप्शन कम है, तो everyone is going to go for Stark, everyone's going to go for Cummins. So I think Mitchell Stark, you say will he be able to live up to the expectations? I don't know 100% the answer to it, but I know that he should be able to handle that pressure because he has played in the IPL, he's been there, done that.
Yeah, and if you look at India, like Indian quality of batsmen that they have, fantastic. In Nitish Rana last year IPL, he was good. Rinku Singh was
Hmm.
good. Venkatesh Iyer, तो आपको मालूम, like you know him well because you've been following for quite some time now. Venkatesh Iyer can open now also because जैसा आप बोले Jason Roy नहीं है, and then Rinku Singh, like this guy is something as I don't know man, इसके जो calmness level है अलग unmatched है. Like I don't know, I've seen him finish so many games for India right now. Cut to the 5 6s that he
And that
scored against
is
Sri
what
Lanka.
is going to help him because in India के लिए अब खेला, पहले he
Yeah.
burst onto the scene last year and now he's
Yeah.
played for India, so there is a gradual progression you will see in his game, also
Yes.
maturity levels, and उसके nerves भी उतने वो और कम हो जाएंगे, so he will be ice cool I think this season. Let's see how it goes, but I think he will be a better batsman.
Yeah. And now, if you have to talk about balancing this team, just quickly, I'll put up the predicted 11 that you've so gracefully given us. But how do you, I think, would you go with Gurbaz? Do you put a Phil Salt up top? Because Phil Salt also has been playing some fantastic cricket. Gurbaz a little touch and go. Last season, there were a lot of hit and go. Like usually, he would struggle to make the runs up front, but he did also hit a couple of 50s. But would you put Phil Salt or Gurbaz in that top order with Venkatesh Iyer?
I mean, it's like very like for like. So I don't mind either one. It just depends on the form. So you start off with Gurbaz and see how he goes, and then bring in Phil Salt. Phil Salt again for Delhi Capitals. He didn't probably bat in the position he wanted to, which is opening the batting. So maybe here he will be better off. They might just test out Gurbaz in the beginning and then bring in Salt. I have a feeling initially, if one of the openers struggle, whether it's Gurbaz or Salt, whoever starts, they will bring in the other one, and that guy will go like bang. I think I just feel that's gonna happen because we saw that with Jason Roy last time around. एकदम से आके उन्हें मारना जो शुरू करा था.
Hmm.
That's very important for KKR. So if they can get their opening combination right, Venkatesh Iyer as well. He's also back in the opening slot. You remember the ड्रीम सीजन ही had 2-3 साल पहले जब केकेआर फाइनल पहुंची थी, he was opening the batting, he was scoring 50s, he was consistent. The main thing for me is after the power play, how does he maintain that strike rate, how does he look to accumulate the runs? That is going to be very important because वेंकटेश अय्यर के साथ आप देखो like power play जबरदस्त जाता है like Padikkal, and फिर उसके बाद थोड़ा सा slow हो जाता है उन्हें. So if he can capitalize on those strikes, I think it might be a good season, and that left hand right hand always helps. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this opening pair, whether
Yeah.
it's Salt or Gurbaz, it's okay, I think.
Yeah, I think like you mentioned, power play was some place that they were struggling a lot to get a lot of runs, and उसके वजह से उनका totals were falling short of what was the par score, and I think वहाँ पे majority of it, and again inclusion of Shreyas Iyer from one Iyer to another Iyer, Iyer is going to be very important because we know he's an amazing white ball player. Like white ball player तो है ही है, spin के साथ he can play a little longer. तो मेरे हिसाब से Shreyas Iyer really needs to play a long, I mean at least a lot of the games, if not all the games at least for Kolkata to succeed. Because last time that was probably the last season also वही था एक gap जहाँ पे आप देख सकते थे कि भाई इन लोगों का ने एक
Exactly.
player खड़ा हुआ नहीं हो रहा था कोई. Because Nitish Rana was doing a bit, Rinku Singh was finishing the game, but I just feel like Shreyas Iyer is someone who will stand and end it as well for you. So I think that's going to be very
Yeah.
important for
Of course,
Kolkata.
look, he is an experienced player. He's a good player of spin. He understands the IPL. He can play at a high strike rate. We've seen in Delhi Capitals also,
Yeah.
and whatever time he's played in KKR, that he has the shots in him. He has the ability to play the long innings too. So I think Shreyas Iyer, of course, was missed. And जब इतना आपका captain, especially Indian player है, जब उन्हें missing रहता है, it's very difficult to replace at times. So especially there's a lack of Indian high caliber players because the demand is so high, so the supply is less, right? So when
Yeah.
one guy is missing due to injury, of course it will cause issues and it will cause problems for you. But I think this time around with him being there set again, I hope that he's fully fit. It should help them because now you already see Iyer at 3, then Rana pe pressure thoda nikalta, पे Rinku Singh पे pressure
Rinku
निकलता,
Singh, and then you got the big red monster. Mm.
Russell, bro. Andre Russell, I forgot to speak about him. I think he's
Yeah, he has
one of
to
the
be
best
there.
players. Whenever it seems that भाई इसको क्यों खिला रहे, मेरे को लास्ट ईयर भी याद है, उससे साल पहले भी काफी लोग बोल रहे थे इसको क्यों खिला रहे, बुढ़ा हो गया. But bro, he looks fitter than ever right now. We saw against England उन्हें जो मार रहा था, even I think against Australia too, right? He was looking
Yeah.
in good form. and
He
he's good.
smashed very well in the ILT20 as well, right? He played a couple of big
Yeah,
innings in the ILT20.
bro, I
And this
follow this
guy,
guy very
this guy,
closely on Instagram, and
yeah, this
he in the last 4 years, Fez, in Jamaica in his house on the roof. This guy does all sorts of exercises and practice. You won't even believe.
he's like Adama
Yeah, like
Traore.
and like Chris Gayle and stuff, they have their parties. This guy, I always see him on the roof. Either he's doing calisthenics, like that body weight stuff, or he's
Yeah,
playing cricket, or like he's always focusing on his game and his
yeah,
physics. So this guy,
and
I think again, maybe he's coming towards the end of his career, but he's done wonders for KKR, and I hope that he has a good season because he's a quality
he's
player.
like one of those players that you just cannot count out despite of whatever form he's in. He's like a Rohit Sharma in those sense, right? रोहित शर्मा को आप कितना भी बोला अरे कहीं तो भी एक पुल शॉट मारा था कुछ तो भी एक 29 of 5 balls मारा था 29 of like 39 of 10 balls मारा था. You don't know with Russell, and if this guy can give you, I think this is what Gautam Gambhir going to give him this season, right? Like तो उसको इतना ही बोल देंगे बॉस तू मेरा 10 दो तीन ओवर वाला प्लेयर है 2-3 ओवर वाला प्लेयर है तो मेरे को मतलब इंग्लिश में बात करेंगे हिंदी तो आती नहीं है रसल को लेकिन he's gonna say कि 2-3 ओवर वाला प्लेयर है तू
ये गाने
तू
भी सुन रहा आजकल रसल वो ढुंकी वाले शाहरुख खान के गाने
yeah,
सुन
yeah,
रहा
I was mimicking it. तो
बट
वो
अब
2-3 ओवर में he just needs to make an impact for Gautam Gambhir. And like let's say if they don't collapse, let's say Rinku Singh plays and Nitish Rana plays, they're at like 140. You have 2 overs left. Go Russell, do your magic. Like get me to
yeah, so
180.
you know what the problem is? This guy is the best when you said like 12 ball, 18 ball, that's when he's best, right? But when you see him hit 50 or 15, right? You get
Yeah,
tempted as a coaching staff or even commentator or even as someone sitting like us fans that
yeah,
why isn't he playing more deliveries? Why doesn't he come in the 10th over? But we've seen
exactly.
with Andre Russell when he does come even in the 10th over, he doesn't have the same impact when he comes in the 17th over. Again, I hope that I'm proven wrong. I hope that he comes in the 12th over and scores 100 or 10th over and scores 102 and gives them more balls to score more runs. But I think you're right that like minimal जो उसको
I
time
think he needs a target. I think he needs a target. He's one of those कि हाँ भाई मेरे को एक बोल दो इतना चीज करना है बस उतना like workout
yeah.
बोल दो मेरे को मैं workout कर लूंगा type situation. But like वही है कि I think Russell is one like a Dhoni. Like Dhoni now that he's come into this shell of end of his career, he's also like we're gonna see him bat maximum 2 to 3 overs and he's going to do an impact. So that's what I think Russell likes chases. Number one, he loves chases. We've seen that over a period of time in the IPL and number of times we've seen it even like against the biggest of teams Mumbai या ले लो कुछ भी ले लो, this guy just goes berserk कहीं ना कहीं से कुछ करता है. I think he likes it to chase rather than like set totals. And I think at the end of the day when you talk about set chasing का भी अगर आप देखो his temperament is इतने मारना है मैं कर लूंगा. And I think वही उसको setting up the total. If KKR is coming out to bat first, they need to just say कि boss तेरा target है 25 of 10 balls तू जाके कर ले कुछ भी कर ले तू कर ले. Because along and his bowling has been questionable as well, right Mustafa? In the last few seasons he's not been the best bowler for KKR.
Also,
But I
he's been
think
hot and cold. In one match, he's
yeah,
hits like he concedes 50, 60 runs. In one match,
yeah,
he'll take. You saw him एक
3
over
wickets,
में चार
yeah,
पांच wicket लिया था.
yeah,
But that
yeah,
is where I come to. You talk about the bowling. That is where this bowling can blow hot and cold, especially in the death overs. If you see Mitchell Stark and Andre Russell, they can nail the Yorkers, right?
yeah.
Yes, they don't have experience in Sarkaria, Webb of Varora. You might not trust them, or
Harshit Rana, yeah.
Rana, you might not trust them, but I hope that one of them do step up. Maybe a Harshit Rana, maybe a Webb of Aurora, they step up. But that's where they might blow hot and cold. I think Russell and Stark, if they're bowling the last 3 overs, they have the capability of picking up 5 wickets, but they also have the capability of conceding 50, 60 runs. And that's where KKR's game might be won or lost, I think, in those 3-4 overs. When it comes to the middle overs, I think again they're pretty much sorted. Sunil Narayan it's been what, like 12 years, he's still playing, still performing,
Yeah.
still picking up wickets. Him, Varun Chakravarti make up a very good spin attack. They can add Suyash
Yeah, they have
Sharma.
six. They have six spinners. They have Varun Chakravarti. They have Sunil Narayan. They have Mujibur Rahman who joined them as well. They have
Yeah.
Venkatesh Iyer who can bowl a bit of spin. They have
No,
Ankul
no,
Roy,
Venkateshwar is medium pace.
and I think
Uncle
then
Roy
they
and
have
Suyash.
Suyash. Yeah, the long head dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I think they can add him as a third spinner. He's a leg spinner, I think, right?
yeah.
So I think they can add a spinner because they do have some good quality over there. And I think Mujibur Rahman it's a good pick because agar Sunil Narayan suddenly dip हो गया अगर नहीं चल रहा उन्हें तो आपके पास वो option है. But what I've seen of Narayan, especially in the last 2-3 years, he's developed his game and he's maintained that difficulty of trying to hit him every single delivery, and he does pick up wickets too. So I think he's still a good asset for them. जस्ट इन केस अगर बोलते राइट कि अरे एज हो गई, अरे नहीं चल रहा, फॉर्म खत्म हो गया उसका, you still have Mochi over there that you can still try and test out in place of Narayan. But yes, Narayan also fetched with Gambhir back. Remember, I think Gambhir started this experiment जो Narayan को open करा के batting. So with Gambhir back, maybe they might experiment again as well. So
Yeah.
uh,
Sambutta bhai is saying KKR versus SRH start will bag a 4 for. मैं कैप्टन के आगे नहीं बोल सकता स्टार्ट से. My boy Pat Cummins is there. He's now reached Hyderabad. यहाँ पे पूरा रात के 3 बजे आया है, उन्हें 4 बजे.
yeah, I
He
saw
came
that.
into the park, but it was insane. Like these ये जो कर रहे ना मीडिया पे, like on Instagram, all these videos and stuff of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, ये लोग जो होटल को आ रहे, अच्छा है. Like this time they're putting more like glitz and glamour to it and starting a little bit more excitement for the fans. And Sambuddha bhai, we will talk on whenever the KKR and SRH match is there, hopefully. And I
It's the
hope
first
Pat
game
Cummins is the Pat Cummins is the Australian that
Saturday, right?
yeah.
Pat Cummins is going to his old thing. It's not just Hardik Pandya, also Pat Cummins
Yeah.
is going to his old club.
Yeah.
So that should be Stark versus Cummins. It should be a good.
Now about the impact player Mustafa for this team, it looks like it's mostly Manish Pandey, right? Like you can't see anybody else
I
probably.
put him there. It can be anyone, but yeah, I just put him there because he's a familiar name. We've seen him, so there's an option.
Yeah. I mean, even then, like if you Ramandeep Singh is one of the potential players that we spoke
a lot of
about.
people are talking about him.
A lot of people are talking about him, and he's been performing well. But yeah, I mean, in a experience sense, you probably have Manish Pandey. There also, what if let's say Gurbaz didn't work, and they need an Indian wicketkeeper and probably get Mujib also. They could probably even try playing KS Bharat. They have that option also of like putting an Indian wicketkeeper if they need. I mean, they'll not probably do it throughout the season, but they have options. It looks like a balanced side. They have Dushman Chamera also. I'm not forgetting the Sri Lankan fast bowler as well. So they can play around, and with Gautam Gambhir on their coaching and obviously the Chandrakant Pandit as well. These two guys, man, they love cricket a lot. So it's going to be very exciting time for Kolkata. Hopefully they turn it around what they were doing a few seasons ago. At least hopefully not in the last 2 seasons what they were doing. So where do you see
It's a
Kolkata
thing
Knight
that
Riders?
if they do make it to the playoffs, they'll be dangerous. You might not want to play them because they have those match winners, Rinku Singh, Andre Russell. Jab a game was supposed they're chasing like 60 of 30, you don't really want to play against KKR because they have players who can finish off the game. They have players who can take it deep and they won't give up also. Like, these guys' mentality, especially Rinku, Andre, it's about getting the game in your favor from difficult situations. And that's where teams khatarnak ho jate. Jab, they're down and out, ekdam se aake 70 of 30 balls. That's why I think they're a dangerous team. So if they do make it to the knockouts, they can be dangerous. But like making it to the knockouts is going to be their key. It's going to be the consistency required, right? Will they be able to string 5 win, yeah, 4 win in a row? Will they be able to, pick up wickets consistently, score runs consistently, which is missing in KKR? They are a hot and cold team, and
I think they really need to play to their strength, which is spin, right? They have like 6 spinners. They probably play slower at home, slower pitches. Probably they'll try to make something if they can
या
out of the
ईडन
pitch.
गार्डन्स आप देख लो वर्ल्ड कप में जो हम देखे, या तो फ्लैट विकेट है, 200 आराम से मार सकते हैं, या तो वेरी स्टिकी टर्न. We saw that semi-final Australia South Africa. It was very
even India South Africa.
Even India South Africa as
Jaddu
well.
pick up that 6 wicket haul.
Yeah, I think those last 2-3 games, whether it was India South Africa or South Africa Australia, it showed कि थोड़ा सा like it was helping the spinners and become difficult. So it depends on what pitch they get.
Big time for Shreyas and Varun to make a name and probably try to get in and around the Indian team. Boundaries at least. Not
whenever Varun Chakravarti gets selected for India, he gets I don't know, like.
बट उसको तो ऐसा लगे कि कोई नया बंदा उसको खींच के सीधा आप ऐसे सिचुएशन में डाल दिया.
नहीं, कितने वक्त भाई, मैं तो 2 वक्त मैं देखा, एक ऑस्ट्रेलिया टूर के लिए लेके गए, एक वर्ल्ड कप के लिए लेके गए थे. I think तीसरा वक्त भी था where he got selected and he got injured. So it's been a few times he's had great IPLs, and I remember when they did reach the final, him and Narayan had a huge role to play. वो जो middle overs है, उन लोग इतना टाइट रखे थे and wickets भी ले रहे थे that it was winning KKR games. And in T20 cricket we talk about the power play and the death overs, but that 8 to 15 is also extremely crucial. वहां पे match बन जाता है. Normally what happens actually, if you look at it, is the guys who score more runs in that period kind of win the game. I mean, I think Mohammad Hafiz said this I in one of those pavilion shows, and he had some stats to prove. So I was looking at those stats that a lot of the times 8 to 15 आप अगर ज्यादा रन मारे तो you tend to win the game. It dictates the game, not all the time, but and that's where KKR will look again in the middle overs. If they can put the pressure on the opposition team, then they can definitely win games.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to probably do. And again, with the middle overs, particularly, that's where the spin will come in, right? Because Stark will bowl first two, and then the last two, you have then you'll have Sunil Narayan, you'll have Varun, you'll have probably Suyash who will be coming in and around and bowling in that area. So yeah, I mean probably that's what that'll be probably the best thing for any team actually. 8 to 15 mega runs restrict kar diye to go all the way. But where do you see this team landing on the table? Like अगर अपन 1 to 10 में मार्क करें ऑलरेडी आप चेन्नई को 7th रखे आप गुजरात को 5th या 6th रखे थे
गुजरात को नहीं है 8.
हाँ गुजरात को 8 और दिल्ली को 5th रखे थे आप 6th
दिल्ली को तो मैं नहीं रखा. You guys did.
अच्छा दिल्ली का आप हाँ दिल्ली का बोल रहे हो फिर आपको पंजाब को कहाँ रखे एंड या जस्ट टू
Punjab, I think the thing is, look, on paper Punjab top 4 है टीम है मेरे हिसाब से on paper, और KKR maybe 5th है मेरे हिसाब से. But I want KKR to be in the top 4. I hope that they do make it. I like this team. I like it. They're like, because you have fringe Indian players coming in. You've got some really explosive players. So it depends on how we're going to make the top 4. If it's to our liking or who we think.
See, there's one spot already in the top 4 that we both have secured for Sunrisers.
It's locked.
वो लॉक्ड है तो 3 है अपने पास. अभी आप देखो सीएसके को 7 रखे गुजरात को 8 रखे आप डीसी को कहाँ रखते
दिल्ली को कहाँ रखेंगे? दिल्ली को भी नीचे ही रख लेंगे, नहीं तो जगह नहीं मिलेंगे.
9th पे रख देंगे दिल्ली को 9th पे
रख देंगे. 9 नाराज हो जाएंगे हमारे दोस्त. लाइक उसमें
तो 6 तो एक मिनट 7 पे दिल्ली रख देते हैं 8 को चेन्नई रख देते हैं 9th को गुजरात रख देते हैं. And then I think KKR you can probably put them somewhere 5th or 6th, right? For your liking.
Yeah.
And Punjab can go like 6th and KKR can go 5th.
Thing is, I see Punjab in the top 4, man. So I don't know. I don't want them to be in the top 4, but I see. आप देख लो उन लोग की जो 11 है बहुत solid है भाई. Like उन लोग की 11 बहुत अच्छी है पंजाब की तो. Salt Gurbaz. You see,
I think for Punjab also one of the important comebacks is going to be Bairstow, right? Bairstow की वापसी जो रहने वाली है, I think it's going to be incredible, and that is something which I can't wait to see, that left-right combination with Shikhar Dhawan, and I think Shikhar Dhawan भी अच्छा है. Last season होंगे उनके. They've got good Jitesh Sharma, Slam Curran, they've got Livingston.
Got solid, yeah.
Well, Sikandar Azhar, but like
I'll change this on Thursday. On Thursday, I'll give you a proper top 4, but for now, let's keep KKR like at 5, just outside.
Okay. Sambodha Bhai is giving his 11. He's saying Salt or Gurbaz. Pick anyone, I think. Venkatesh Iyer, Shreyas Iyer. Because Venki के बाद Iyer आया तो हम like Venkatesh Iyer. Venki Iyer, Rana, Rinku, Russell, Ramandeep. See, this is the guy we've been also speaking about. He's made incredible mark for himself, Ramandeep. Then this guy looks like a proper fan, right, Mr. He knows his cricket. Start. अलग level लेके चलेगा टीम.
जुड़ते रहिए हमारे साथ. You know your stuff, bro.
Start, he's saying Narayan or Mujib, Harshit Rana. Harshit Rana had a decent season last year. Varun Chakravarti, and impact would be Suyash and Manish. This is a good option. See, Suyash comes and pulls his spin and his quota, and then Manish Pandey. If Manish Pandey can just be a little bit explosive of the past Manish Sharma that we've seen, who has a little bit of capability. Not us, not Sunrisers. I'm saying when he played again like yesterday for KKR and.
But with the lineup that they have, they don't really need him. Like Ramandeep can do the job, or whoever can do the job. Like I don't think, but yes, if he does get the opportunity, he needs to play free cricket, like how Rahane was doing for Chennai.
Because
this
and that's where the impact player thing I think will help.
The problem will come if Shreyas Iyer gets injured and then they keep Pandey in that position. That's where he's going to get screwed, because then he has to play that role where he thinks he'll need to score all the runs and all that. वहाँ पे उसकी लग सकती है. मगर अगर ये lineup में उसको fit करा दिया as an impact play, then he can play a free role, I think.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that they could. And Samudra was saying KKR will surely play Shamira Stark at Wankhede with Harshit Rana. Obviously, we've seen the Mumbai pitch, under lights, it's been good to bowl. And I mean, even the first inning, they get a little bit of movement. So Stark will be very dangerous, because you remember that Madhushanka ball to Rohit Sharma in the World Cup.
Yeah.
coming in, and yeah, that's definitely going to be a good matchup. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps Kolkata Knight Riders up. We'll come back again with another team in a couple of hours because time nahi hai boss. बहुत जल्दी जल्दी Friday is approaching, and hopefully we get through all of the teams. We have still Lucknow to go through. We have Mumbai Indians to go through, which I'm very excited about. We have RCB, and obviously हमारी team है Sunrisers Hyderabad,
That's what
and
I was saying about.
yeah, Sunrisers Hyderabad, we saved the best for last, right? So that's
Yeah.
something that, and then we have also one of the most like teams that have been that will be very interesting to see Rajasthan Royals, right? I'm
Yeah.
also excited to see about them.
Very good team. Yeah.
But Sambuddha bhai, Ibrahim bhai, everybody who will be joining us or who will be watching on Watch Back, thank you for joining us, Mustafa bhai. Thank you for giving us your time and your 11. Hopefully we come back very very soon. And yeah, till then, everybody take care. Please like, kariye, subscribe, kariye. We'll have regular content throughout IPL till the World Cup. There's no
Yeah,
stopping,
baby.
right? So yeah, take care,
एड भी
everybody. Yeah,
शुरू हो गए.
yeah, huh?
एड्स भी शुरू हो गए
Ads भी
भाई.
शुरू हो गए हैं.
मैं सुबह इंस्टाग्राम खोला जस्ट बिफोर वी रैप. सुबह इंस्टाग्राम
Yeah.
खोला, फर्स्ट चीज मैं देखा विराट कोहली हेयर कट लिया, तो हम भी गए बार बार कुछ देख के.
But yeah, we
So
were,
we're in the
we're in the
zone. So, yeah,
we're in the
I'll
mix.
catch
We're in
you.
the mix of things. Yes, thank you everybody for joining us, and get your haircuts as well. Goodbye.